It started out as just another sickness, an epidemic that quickly made the rounds through the country. Most didn't worry over it, not even taking the time to actually wash their hands when leaving the bathroom. Perhaps we should have all thought more about it. Things happened quickly, as they always seem to do in a time of crisis. Reports came pouring in to the point that most thought it had to be a hoax. Some even laughed at the absurd horror stories that began to fill the nightly news. That was until their neighbors started screaming like dying rabbits and began to beat down their doors and windows. It didn't take long for the mainland to be overrun. It moved like wildfire, if wildfire moved at the speed of sound. There was nothing we could do. And by the time anyone sat down to actually think about combating the walkers, it was too late. I worked in a factory outside of a small town that probably had a max of 2,000 people. I had never been to a city, never saw the multitudes of people that were dying in the streets. I saw the images though. We made bedpans and pipe fittings. Not exactly skills to be of use in this new world. Hell, I never even fired a weapon before. Within days of the outbreak, I killed 2 men. One was what we came to know as walkers. The other was a mistake I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life. I only had one choice. I had to get away. I heard about an island where people were trying to set up a new home, a place with few zombies and the possibility of survival. I paid a man with every jewel and piece of money I had to take me and my wife there. The island became my only hope of finding an oasis in a world that had gone mad. We were only halfway across when one of the passengers showed that they were infected. I killed him with a bullet to the head in front of his daughter. I don't know what happened to her. But I wasn't fast enough to save my wife from being bit. She took her own life as I helped another man lift the body overboard into the sea. I reached her just as the gunshot went off. She landed into the bottom of the boat, blood pouring from the hole in her head. And I realized, in just minutes, I had lost everything I ever cared about. When we reached the land, it was not like how I expected it to be. I expected people to be working, trying to make things better. That wasn't at all what I found. I got off the small boat, and while I was knocked off course, I found another survivor and began to make my way towards him, slowly and cautiously. This was a new world to me. Gunshots rang out into the night like the cries from a murder of crows. The man I had been following knelt over a dead body. I didn't know whether he killed him or if the body had been left there, so I stayed where I was, afraid to approach, and not sure what options I really had. Slowly I crept up as the man began to leave, having looted the body of anything worthwhile. That's when they came. Out from behind the sign they rushed the man, the gunshots drawing them like moths to a flame. I tossed the flare so I could make out the landscape a bit better, and to steer clear of the walkers. In turn, I could make out the man fighting for his survival as he became overwhelmed. I wanted to help. I wanted to, but I couldn't. There was no way I could trust him after what I had seen, or what I had thought I'd seen. I left him. I used him as a distraction to make my way further into the night. The echo of his gunshots followed me. I came across a building, corrugated steel and imposing. It would make a good place to wait out the night. Or at least I had thought so. The zombie found me. He came out of the night screaming like a banshee, his movements distorting and hard to follow. I wasn't bitten, but he wouldn't be bad enough that I began to lose blood like someone had implanted a faucet into me. I ran. I ran as hard as I could. I ducked inside the building. He didn't follow me. I don't know where he went. And I tried to heal myself as blood continued to pour from the wounds. I took a bandage out of my pack. tried to open it with shaking hands. It was almost impossible. I lost a lot of blood by the time I got the bandage on. My vision blurred and shook. My heart raced. The only thing I could do was settle in. It started to rain. It was almost soothing.